I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Special Counsel Jack Smith is looking at Donald Trump's dealings with foreign countries as part of his ongoing criminal investigation. In a blockbuster report by New York Times called "Prosecutors Sought Records on Trump's Foreign Business Deals Since 2017," the New York Times outlines a subpoena that was issued by Special Counsel Jack Smith's office to the Trump Organization, seeking details on the Trump Organization's real estate deals, development deals, licensing deals, and other transactions with 7 foreign countries, including China, France, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and United Arab Emirates and Oman, according to people familiar with the matter. And the subpoena sought records for deals reached since 2017, when Trump was sworn in as president and began disgracing our great nation. According to this article from the New York Times, it goes on to say how the Trump Organization swore off any foreign deals while he was in the White House, and the only such deal Trump is known to have made since then was with a Saudi-based real estate company to license its name to a housing, hotel, and golf complex that will be built in Oman. And he struck that deal last fall before announcing his third presidential campaign, again disgracing our great country. The New York Times article also talks about some other great reporting that they did a few weeks back, and we touched on it here on the MeidasTouch Network, how Special Counsel Jack Smith was also focused on Donald Trump's dealing with the Saudi Arabian government, and specifically their sovereign foreign wealth fund, regarding the Live Golf tournament that was taking place and has taken place at the Trump resorts, and whether there were quid pro quos there too that have a relationship with Donald Trump's theft of these thousands of government records. The New York Times article goes on to say, the push by Mr. Smith's prosecutors to gain insight into the former president's foreign business dealings was part of a subpoena that was previously reported by the New York Times that was sent to the Trump Organization and sought records relating to Mr. Trump's dealings with the Saudi-backed golf venture known as Live Golf, which is holding tournaments at some of his golf clubs. Mr. Trump's arrangement with Live Golf was reached well after he removed the documents from the White House. The New York Times article goes on to say, collectively, the subpoenas demand for records related to the golf venture and other foreign ventures since 2017 and suggests that Smith is exploring whether there is any connection between Trump's deal-making abroad and the classified documents he took with him when he left office. The one thing I would just change there from what the New York Times wrote, I would say that he stole when he left office. This is a part that's buried in this New York Times article, though, that I think is very, very, very critical. It explains, among the government documents discovered in Mr. Trump's possession were some related to Middle Eastern countries, according to a person familiar with Mr. Smith's work. And when the FBI executed a search warrant in August 2022 at Mar-a-Lago, Mr. Trump's private club and residence in Florida. It's really not his residence. It's a country club that he lives in and claims to be a residence to avoid taxes. Among the items recovered was material related to the president of France, according to court records. Now, we knew about information regarding the president of France, but the fact that New York Times is reporting that some of the classified material in Trump's possession was related to Middle Eastern countries is some new data that we have not yet reported here on the MeidasTouch Network. Now, you will recall as well that when Saudi Arabia would hold these golf tournaments on the Trump properties, Trump would then spew really horrific and deranged 9/11 conspiracy theories for them, and he would peddle these disgusting things. Like, here is when Trump was asked about the connection between Saudi Arabia and 9/11, and here you'll see that Trump says that people don't really know what went down. I mean, how horrific can you be? Play this clip.
You're so closely associated with the city of New York.
Yeah.
You, of all people, understand the passion surrounding 9/11. What do you say to those family members who protested earlier this week and will be doing so again on Friday?
Well, nobody's gotten to the bottom of 9/11, unfortunately, and they should have, as to the maniacs that did that horrible thing to our city, to our country, to the world. So nobody's really been there, but I can tell you that there are a lot of really great people that are out here today, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to celebrate, and money's going to charity. A lot of money's going to charity. And you have really the best players in the world, many of the best players in the world, and soon you'll probably have all of them.
Now, this reporting by the New York Times also comes at the same time that many of Donald Trump's former lawyers are throwing him under the bus. They've either resigned or they've been on media appearances, some of these former lawyers, basically saying that they expect Donald Trump to serve jail time and to be criminally prosecuted. For example, Bill Barr and Ty Cobb, Bill Barr, Donald Trump's former AG, Ty Cobb, the former White House counsel, have both given media appearances very recently. We've discussed it on other hits here on the MeidasTouch network, where they said that they believe he violated the law and that he should be worried about being prosecuted. Ty Cobb, Trump's former White House lawyer, went as far as to say he's confident that Trump will serve jail time for his conduct. And Trump's lawyer, Tim Parlatore, who was leading the defense in connection with Special Counsel Jack Smith's ongoing criminal investigation into the theft of records, recently resigned and said that Trump's other lawyers like Boris Epshteyn and others were interfering with the defense that he was trying to create and walking Donald Trump into big trouble. Additionally, Donald Trump is on his social media platform in all caps lashing out against Special Counsel Jack Smith, clearly as he is incredibly panicked based on some of these recent developments. For example, Trump just wrote, "Election interference through the use of the corrupt FBI and DOJ is the 2024 playbook for the radical left Democrats, rhinos, and other lunatics among us. Hopefully, Jim Jordan and our many Republican congressional patriots will stop them cold. The future of our country is counting on it. All honest FBI agents and representatives must step forward. Now is your time." It's Donald Trump encouraging future insurrection. And you remember back in the 2020 election, some of the data points that we have is that Donald Trump would tell election officials, hey, and he would tell Pence and he would tell others, just leave it to the Jim Jordans and the Republicans in the House of Representatives and the Senate. Let them bring this home for me. All you have to do is do nothing. The Jim Jordans and the James Comers and the Matt Gaetz, they will be helping me, and that's all you need to know. And by the way, many of those people, it was reported, sought pardons from Donald Trump. And here again, you have Donald Trump spreading these lies and then also encouraging the House Republicans to meddle with ongoing criminal investigations. That is their MO right now. The House of Representatives is basically serving as Trump's obstruction of justice office, and they're trying to cloak it within congressional immunity. So despicable. Here, Trump also writes, again, trying to destroy our country. Republicans should not make a deal on the debt ceiling unless they get everything they want, including the kitchen sink. That's the way the Democrats have always dealt with us. Do not fold. It's just another complete lie right there. Democrats continuously raise the debt ceiling under Trump. All Congresses have raised the debt ceiling before. This is the first time ever where you have a Congress led by the House Republicans that ever in the history of the United States is saying that they will cause a global depression if they don't get every single thing that they want. And what they want would also cause a global depression. If they want to negotiate, you negotiate in the appropriations process. You don't hold the debt ceiling hostage right there. But Trump is saying that because he's trying to destroy the country. He's engaged in all of these alleged criminal acts that he's being investigated for. And as a result, his whole strategy is not to defend himself through lawful means. His strategy apparently is to try to take down the system, attack the FBI, attack the Department of Justice, attack our laws, attack our prosecutors, attack our judges. But serious reporting there by the New York Times. Special shout out to them for that work. We will, of course, keep you posted. And it was always our opinion here, and I think you must share that as well, that Trump's always a transactional person. He's even said before with respect to his theft of these government records, he said, well, Richard Nixon got paid $18 million when he returned the records back to the government. So, not recognizing that, one, what is the world is he even talking about? But two, laws have been created since Richard Nixon's crimes. And three, comparing yourself to a criminal former president is not exactly the best and apt comparison, although I guess for Donald Trump and the modern day MAGA Republicans, that is. But the question is even if there isn't a quid pro quo deal per se, where there was a, hey, Saudi Arabian sovereign wealth fund, I have these classified records, let's do a trade. Even if that didn't take place, the mere fact that he is in possession of highly sensitive compartmented information, highly sensitive classified information, top secret information. In any negotiation, information is power. And so going into a negotiation with someone and just them knowing that you've retained all of these sensitive compartmented records and classified records may make someone more willing to even do a deal with you in the first place, knowing that potentially down the road, they do a deal with you and maybe you can do them a favor. And that's how Donald Trump's mind generally thinks, in that very sinister, seditious, transactional sense, in my opinion. So thank you for watching. Hit subscribe. We are on our way to 1.5 million subscribers thanks to your incredible support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, and also wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. It's free. Hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. It is also free, and have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.